Alright, hello there and welcome back to another Valorant video. I don't make a lot of these. I do not make a lot of these. Indeed, I've always wanted to make pick'ems and I've had a few Valorant video ideas that I want to make. I did record one, but I messed up the audio. So I'll revisit that at the end of this year. I guess I'll revisit it after Champions. But yes, you don't know, I actually watch a lot of Valorant. Do I play a lot of Valorant? No. I do consider myself an Iron 3 player because that's where I peaked. I peaked Iron 3. Iron 3 in Act 3, baby. Iron 3. Haven't been higher than this. But anyways, what are we doing today? We're doing pick'ems. We're doing pick'ems. So you don't know, it's like picking who wins in a tournament. Like there's a bracket system, like this game or this team plays against this team, and then just who wins it out, right? And yeah, we're doing a pick'em for Valorant Champions Seoul. It's the biggest Valorant tournament of the year. There's actually two parts of it. There's the group stage and the playoff stage. And we can't really predict what's in the group stage because we don't know what teams are going to make there or how they're going to be seeded against one another. So, yeah, this is the first time Valorant's doing it in-game. And so, you know what? I was going to do it out of game anyways, but since we're doing it in-game, hey, why not follow it? You get rewards. I don't really care about the rewards. I mean, obviously, this is what people want, the 100% title. But let's be honest here, no one's really going to get it, right? Alright, so, how do I pick? That's me. Make picks? Alright, what the heck is this? Oh, can I do it like this? I want to do it like this. How do I... Why is this still on my screen? Excuse me? What's going on? Okay. So I have to pick. Can I pick like this? Oh, I can't. Oh, it's not like a traditional pick'em where you get to choose who goes and then like what game. It's like you just choose who's first, second, third. Oh, that's so lame. Alright, well, I mean, that's pretty easy. Fnatic's gonna... What the heck? It just reset. Fnatic's gonna be first out of this group. And then we have DRX because they're normally that good. Crew's good. And then Billy's at the bottom, obviously, right? All the Chinese team I'm just gonna put at the bottom because let's be honest here, they don't stand a chance. They don't stand a chance, alright. Alright, obviously GenG because GenG is good. And then Sentinels, because Sentinels is good. Heretics are going to be third, and then Fun Plus Feeding fourth. Oh, unlucky, really. Alright, what team looks good here? Leviathan looks good. And then Team Vitality, and then Talent, and then again the Chinese team at the bottom. Alright, Group D, easy. G2 looks good. Paper Rex, obviously good. And then Foot, and then Edward Gaming. All the Chinese team at the bottom, unlucky. And I'm done with my pick'ems. Well, actually, these are not my pick'ems. This is what you thought it would be. I think most people, or a lot of people, are going for, like, favorites, right? Like, oh, what do you think the favorites are? Well, you know, these teams, the first place teams in each of these, I think, you know, most people will consider the favorites. Maybe some people will consider Paper Rex better than G2. I'm not going to argue with that. But I think the Lev, the GenG, and the Fnatic for first in all these, I don't think people can argue with that, right? But this is the bracket that I think a lot of people might look at and think. But I've been watching Valorant for a long time, guys. All right, I watched when it first came out when it was in beta. You know, I was there when like Asuna was still in Immortals. I was there when 100 Thieves won first strike, and they've never been, in my opinion, as successful without Dicey after that. And, you know, I was there when G2 was dominating everything. I thought Pith was literally the best Sentinel in the world. And I don't know where he is now. Obviously not the best Sentinel in the world now. So I was there back in the beginning. And I watched a lot of tournaments. And literally no tournament ever. Literally no tournament that I've ever watched has the favorites always won. In like, you know, the favorites in the first, second, third place were always, you know, there. Every time there are, people say upsets, every time there are unpredictable things happening. And literally, again, literally no tournament. Maybe the winner you can decide is, you know, maybe you can pick the correct winner. Maybe you can pick the correct first and second place. But like the whole tournament, You predicting everybody correctly? Never. I've never seen anything like that ever happen. And so obviously, while this seems like the most logical choice of what's going to happen, or at least to me, this is what would be the most logical choice of what happened, I don't think it's going to happen like this way, all right? Do not think it's going to happen that way, all right? Let's go group by group, and let's see. Fnatic, I do think, is the strongest team out of all of these, right? And even then, Fnatic might drop a game. I feel like Fnatic will make it to playoffs, but that doesn't mean that Fnatic is going to, win the first game, win the second game, and go top seed in Group A. Or, yeah, top seed in Group A. Obviously, Fnatic's looking good. I think the team at the beginning of the year was not really in form. But now they're kind of in form. I also think at the beginning of the year, well, who did they lose to? Did they lose to Heretics or did they lose? I think they lost to, it was either Heretics or Carmine Corp. And I think at the beginning of the year, both those teams were really in form, and Fnatic weren't in form. Now, Fnatic is in form, and I think that they're looking good. Do I think they're going to win the first 2 games? Yes, I think they're going to win the first 2 games, especially against Bilibili Gaming. But I don't think they're going to, there's a chance that they might lose, right? Against DRX or Crews, right? Crew. They are both good teams here. DRX or Bilibili, I'll be honest with you. Well, I've watched a decent amount of EMEA. I watched a good amount of Americas. I watched a little bit of Pacific. And I haven't watched much China. I'm not going to rate the Chinese teams all the way at the bottom, but I haven't watched much China, so I'll admit that. All right, so when I'm talking about these teams, I'm mainly talking about, I know my knowledge of America and the EMEA are like pretty good, and then Pacific and China, not really. But I don't think Bilibili has a chance, right? If they're not going up against a team named NRG in a international event, they're not going to win, unfortunately. So, and also, we've already had this matchup, I think. I think Bilibili already beat Fnatic. Oh, I'm sorry, Fnatic already beat Bilibili. Wasn't the group like NRG, Bilibili, Zeta, and Fnatic? And Zeta dropped, and then NRG dropped, and then Fnatic and Bilibili made it through. I think this was last year. But anyways, Fnatic wins. DRX and Crew, I think there is some controversy happening with DRX currently. But I don't really care because I didn't think DRX was going to beat Crew anyways. DRX, they're looking better. I mean, they removed Stacks and they replaced Stacks with, they have like Flashback, and then Foxy, and then Bane, right? So those are the new guys. The team looks good. They're looking better. I think Mako and definitely Buzz are really good in form right now, especially Buzz. He's looked amazing recently. But yeah, the problem with Buzz is I've never really been impressed with him. He has his moments, but I've never considered him even close to like a top 10 player, unfortunately. It's always been Mako, right? So yeah, I don't really think DR is gonna do good. I mean, they look good, but again, they look good in Pacific. Internationally, they just, in my opinion, internationally, they've never looked good. in my opinion, top 3, top 4, don't get me wrong, is good, but I've never seen DRX be never thought once in my life that DRX or Vision Strikers could win an international event. Just never crossed my mind. So, Crew, I think, looks good. I think Crew looks good. They've been good. Like, they've been good. At the beginning of the year, they were like an undefeated team until they weren't. And, arguably they should have made it to Shanghai, but they didn't. They look better now. Obviously, a little bit of a dip, but now they're looking better. And I do think that Crew is, I don't know, I just feel like Crew is just strong players in that team. MTA is stepping up right now, so that's going to be exciting. So yeah, I think Fnatic and Crew are going to advance to the second game. And I think Fnatic's going to win. I think Crew's going to drop down here, alright? Bilibili and DRX, I believe, again, sorry, I don't believe in Bilibili, so I think DRX is good enough to win that. The rematch, usually the player or the team that loses has an edge in the rematch. So I did say DRX will lose this game, and then Crew will, and then, you would assume that DRX has the advantage. I'm not sure. I would think DRX had advantage, but I still think Crew would make it through. So, yeah. I don't exactly know how the bracket will play out, but I think it's going to be Fnatic here, and then Crew here. I'm guessing Crew is going to beat DRX twice, but I can totally see DRX winning and beating Crew at the lowers. Or it could happen the other way. Crew could lose the first game and beat Billy and then beat DRX the second time they play. Anyways, yes. So what I'm trying to say is I actually don't think DRX is going to make it out of groups. I think it's going to be Crew, and then I think it's going to be DRX that makes it out of here. Group B. My predictions for Group B is also different from what's here. Group B is the group of death, obviously. The best Pacific team, a really strong Americas team. It's hard to say the Sen is the best Americas team at this point. I think 11 G2 are just, in my opinion, 11 G2 are just obviously better than Sen at this point. I'm sorry. Sen looked really good at the beginning of the year, but the thing is, G2 and Lev have been stepping up. Lev definitely been working together and getting in form as a team. Like the individual form was always not bad, but the team form was looking really good right now. And in G2, again, I think it's just that change from net to icy has definitely made the team better. Again, they had to find their form because of that. They couldn't just become a good team right off the bat, especially because Valen and Trent have been playing with, and Jonah P have been playing with net for so long, right? Having a new members, a huge change, and they're also getting acclimated with Leaf. But anyways, let's not talk about those two teams. So yeah, I don't think Sentinels is actually the best Americas team. Team Heretics is a really strong team too. I mean, arguably, some people might say better than Fnatic. They just have really good members, really good ideas. And then FPX, arguably the best Chinese team. So you have arguably the best Chinese team, arguably the best AMA team. I think you can't argue that GenG is the best Pacific team. And then Sen, So I think GenG is going to win. I think GenG is going to win this game against Sen. While Sentinels did beat G2 during the Madrid finals, right? I don't know. I just think GenG are just such in good form right now. In really good form right now. So I think GenG will beat Sen in this top game. And then I think FPX and Team Heretics, you know what? Team Heretics look good. They have Woot. I think Woot. Now Mini Boo is out of school. So I can actually play with the team. And this is the first tournament where they don't need to use Patatek. Patatek was great. Don't get me wrong. Patatek was great. But now you actually have the team together, right? And so I think we're expecting good things from Heretics, right? And FPX dropped to the lower bracket. And then GenG and Heretics battle it out. And I think this is going to be another fun game against Texture and Benji Fishy. Oh, that's always fun, right? But I think that, again, GenG just looks really good right now. GenG just looks really good. I can see Team Heretics winning that game. But I'm predicting GenG is going to win. I think they're going to make first seed. They look really strong. Alright, and here's where things get a little bit interesting. So the bottom would be Sentinels and FPX. And the thing about Heretics, Sentinels, and GenG is that all these teams have gotten far into tournaments. So they're a bit tired. Heretics have gone far in Shanghai. GenG went far in both Shanghai and Madrid. And Sentinels went far in Madrid, right? Because those teams have gone far, I feel like it catches up, you know? You play so much, it eventually catches up. No team can constantly play and constantly be in tip-top shape. We saw that last year with, was it last year or a few years ago with, Fnatic, where they're, always at top, but then eventually you just get so tired. And while Sentinels didn't go to Shanghai, I just feel like I haven't really been impressed with them recently. That's the problem with Sentinels. I haven't been really impressed with them recently. And while they did win Madrid, I never really felt like their win was because they were a super good and together team. I felt like GenG made a lot of mistakes during the finals, and Sentinels are really do get carried a lot by their individuals. I feel like Saucy puts up really low numbers, but in my opinion, Saucy is the most Saucy and Zelsis are the most clutch players. Zelsis has had some amazing clutches this year. And that's all I remember about Sentinels is those clutches from Zelsis, from Saucy. I don't really remember many good plays from surprisingly, I haven't really remembered many good plays by Zek and Intense, which a lot of people talk about, but I don't know. So yeah, I've just been not that high on Sentinels, and I'll be honest, guys. I think FPX wins over Sentinels. I think Sentinels is gonna be the first team that gets knocked out of this group. I'll be honest. I just think that it's catching up to them. They've played a lot this year. Again, they played a lot during kickoff. They played a lot during the offseason before kickoff. Played a lot during Madrid. They didn't play that much in the middle of the year, in the middle of the season, because again, they didn't make it to Shanghai. But I don't know. I just don't think Sentinels can make it out of this group. I actually think they lose against FPX. Why do they lose against FPX? Why do I rate FPX better than Sentinels? I don't know. I think FPX is just going to pull some random stuff out of their pocket. This is my dark horse of the tournament, is FPX. So yes, I'll stop talking about that. I don't think Sentinels is going to win. I think FPX is actually going to win this lower bracket game. Which leaves us to FPX and Heretics. Because I think that GenG wins, Heretic wins, and then GenG moves on, advance to playoffs on the top side of the bracket. And then this Heretics and FPX at the bottom side of the bracket is another rematch. And again, like I said, usually rematches favors the team that lost, because the team that loses learns a lot. The team that wins might be a little bit more complacent. And so yes, I think that Team Heretics gets knocked out. It's the same thing where I talked about Sentinels, where like, okay, I mean, they look good. Sentinels sometimes, I don't know. But like Heretics, I feel like they look good. But I feel like it's going to eventually get to them. They've been playing a lot. And I feel like them just are going to be tired. And they're going to kind of drop out at this point of the tournament against an FPX that is hungry for revenge. And they've learned a lot of stuff from their first match. And they lost their first match. And so yes, I think FPX is going to advance. Do I think FPX is better than Team Heretics and Sentinels? No. But I just think, I don't know. Again, these games, these brackets never go the way you think they do. All right, I've been watching Valorant for a long time. They never go the way you think they do. And so this is how I think this goes. Even though Team Heritage and Team Sentinel played a lot, GenG also played a lot. And so you might think that, wait, wouldn't GenG be also tired and lose? Well, yeah, maybe. But I also think that they're really good. And yeah, anyways. Why does it say changes not saved? Do I need to go back? No, the changes have saved. Okay. Let's go to Group C. Alright. Group C. Alright. Vitality is gonna... Or, I'm sorry. Trace is gonna lose... I don't even know who's on Trace. At least with Billy, I know there's like K-Knight and like Bianc. Are those two people? And then FPX, of course, Life, Lysor, Autumn. There's probably some other people that I don't remember. Trace, I don't even know who's on Trace, I'll be honest with you. So unfortunately, I'm just going to rate Trace at the bottom. Again, I haven't watched much China, so maybe they are a lot better than I think. But I think Team Vitality wins this first game. Lev Talon is Leviathan. I think they're looking good. I think the team is actually starting to gel well, which is good. And again, it is. I mean, every member in that team is just really impactful. Like, Osboss is really impactful. Mazinos has been really impactful. King and Tex have always been really impactful. And then we have Calm, who is always a question mark. But at the end of the day, Calm's a really good player. So, I think Leviathan and Vitality are going to win. Bottom here, I think Talon is going to be Trace. So, that just makes it so that's pretty easy. So, it would be Leviathan, Vitality, and then Talon, right? Talon down here. And then I do think Leviathan is going to beat Vitality. I mean, Vitality does have Safe in Trex. But Safe against Osboss, holy... You have to give it to Osboss, right? And again, I just think Leviathan is looking good. Looking good. So Leviathan wins here. And then we have Talon and Vitality. And look... I mean, I think most people are gonna say, "Oh, Vitality is got this." They EMEA team. They've looked good in EMEA. They have Safe. They just have Safe. But you know what? I think I'm gonna put some respect. On Frost, Primy, and the boys. I don't know. I think I've been really hyped about Governor, because Governor was like one of the best players in Tier 2 last year. And I don't know, he hasn't really been like super good, in my opinion, in talent throughout the year. But I feel like something's gonna happen. You know, Primy's on the team, Governor is gonna look better. Maybe, I'm not sure, but I hope that's the case. And you know what? I think Governor might actually give Safe a run for his money. And indeed, I am gonna actually pick. Talon here. Indeed, I think Talon's gonna go. I think Vitality is gonna go home. Again, do I think Talon's a better team? Not exactly, but I think they have the upset potential. Especially again, if Premier pops off, if Governor is gonna be doing well. And I think they didn't show much before. They didn't show much during the playoffs in Stage 2. They didn't show much in the playoffs in Stage 2. And so I'm assuming that they're preparing a lot with Primi now that they've added him to the team. We saw how he did well in the first game. They just needed to win that one game against Secret. They won that one game against Secret, and that's all they needed to do. And I think Primi's going to be a rock star. Rock star? I think he's going to be a star. So indeed, I have it switched like this. All right. In the last group, G2, Paper Rex, Foot, and EDG. I think that, I don't know, man. Do I think EDG wins this? You know what? I know what I rank these teams. I think I know who is going to be 4th, 3rd, 5th, or 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st. Not I think, but who I am predicting. Obviously, I could be wrong. I feel like I'm wrong. I feel like all these are already wrong. But I'm picking EDG to win one game. I think EDG wins one game. Foot was in champs last year, and I think they did pretty alright. They actually got out of groups, which is very exciting. But I think EDG actually wins this one game here against Foot. But you'll see from the rest of the bracket what I think. G2 against Paper Rex. I'll be honest with you guys. I am not a Paper Rex fan. I was a Paper Rex fan when they had Benkai. But after they've removed Benkai, I have not been a Paper Rex fan. It sounds like I don't like something. I love something. He's a great guy, great smile. He always smiles during the game. So I actually really do like something. So I'm not saying that because something went in the team I don't like them. But like, I don't know. I think Paper Rex without Benkai is like pizza. It's like pepperoni pizza without pepperoni. It's just cheese pizza. I don't know if that makes sense. I always had that analogy in my mind, but I never really could explain it. But yeah, Paper Rex without Benkai is like pepperoni pizza without pepperoni. If that makes sense. Paper Rex are a good team. They have really good players, and they have a really interesting play style. But at the end of the day, I just don't think Paper Rex can win a tournament. I mean, people were talking about like when Paper Rex were at like that second finals and they lost the second finals even though they were top seed. After that, I'm like, yep, Paper Rex can, in my opinion, can never win a tournament. I think it was against Evil Geniuses during Champs Los Angeles in 2023. I think it was Paper Rex with GenG. It was like GenG's final dance, and then Boostio and friends just dunked on them. So yeah, after that, I just had no belief in Paper Rex. People were saying Paper Rex was like one of the best teams coming into this year, but in my opinion, I didn't have any faith that they can win a tournament. Could they get far in a tournament? Yes, they can absolutely get far in a tournament. But after that loss against Evil Geniuses in the finals, I just don't have any belief in Paper Rex. And my belief in Paper Rex is so low. Actually, I think they're gonna get 0-2'd. I think they're gonna get knocked out immediately in this bracket. So I think G2 is gonna win. I think EDG is gonna win. Right? I think Foot is gonna beat Paper Rex, and Paper Rex is gone. I just think Paper Rex is at this point. I don't think they can win. Maybe they win. Maybe they make it to playoffs. But I just don't think that they can win a tournament. They're just not a team that can win a tournament. Their play style, how they play, I feel like they overheat too much. I feel like, I don't know. They always talk about, this was when they had Benkai and when they were like doing really well in the first few tournaments. They talk about having fun. And while I think having fun is important, and I think you can't win if you don't have fun, I think you also have to believe that you can win. You have to like not only have fun, but you have to want to win. And I feel like Paper Rex, a long time ago, they had that mindset of, we're here to have fun, we're here to learn. We'll try our best. I think Paper Rex needs to go into it being like, okay, we're here to have fun, but the most important thing is to win. I think they, I don't know what their mindset is nowadays, but like before, they had that mindset of, we're here to have fun. And I feel like they need to have that mindset of, okay, we need to win. We need to win. We believe we can win and we can win. I think that was Sentinels' mindset in Madrid. I think their mindset was, we came here to win and we're gonna win. And then they won. And in my opinion, I don't think Paper Rex, at least what I see from them, from that team, even though I don't really watch a lot of their team because I don't really like watching Paper Rex, to be honest. Yeah, I just have no hope for this team. No hope for this team. I think they're going to get knocked out immediately. Which leads us to EDG and G2 in the upper bracket. I think G2 is going to beat EDG. G2 just looks super good right now. And then that leaves the bottom bracket to another rematch against EDG and Foot. And again, I've said it a few times in this video, the team who loses usually has an advantage. So I think because Foot lost the first time, they're going to win the second time. And then Foot make it. So yes, I think it's going to be G2, Foot, what's it? Not Paper Rex, EDG, and Paper Rex. So yes, this is my bracket. None of my top teams changed. None of my top seed changed, but literally all my second seeds changed. And then some of the fourth and third seeds changed. I think that's it. Again, no one makes perfect pick'ems. I mean, there's always upsets that can happen. There's always things that happen, that can happen, right? Like potentially, DRX right now they're facing a little bit of issues internally. So there's a potential that they could be out first because of some issues, right? And there's a chance that any of these fourth and third seeds can be switched, or fourth and third places can be switched. First and second place could be switched to, who knows, maybe Crew beats Fnatic, maybe FPX beats GenG, who knows about all this stuff. And so, this is just my pick. I explained some stuff. So yeah, let's go through one more time. Fnatic looked good, GenG looked good, Love looked good, G2 looked good. Crew, I think look better than these two teams. FPX, I think, are not going to be tired like Team Heretics and Sentinels. Talent, I think they're going to pull out something special over Vitality and Trace. And then Foot, I mean, they're a good team. I mean, they have seen that. I feel like the Turkish are going to make it to another playoff. And also, I just don't really believe in Paper Rex. And EDG have been kind of on a downswing. I'm favoring Paper Rex, or I'm sorry, FPX over EDG. So, yep, that's my pick'ems. I'm probably completely wrong, which is fine. So, because I feel like everyone is always wrong. But if I at least get most of these teams right, I think the biggest thing that I don't think are gonna come true is the FPX and Talon. I feel like maybe one of these, or probably both, I should say, are not gonna make it through. Especially this Group B. I doubt people are guessing FPX going through over Team Heretics and Sentinels. But I think this is the case. I think Team Heretics is better than Talon and Foot and Crew, but they just got placed in this group, and I don't know. I just favor FPX. I just think FPX is gonna make it to playoffs. That's it. It doesn't matter what group FPX was in. I think they would have made it anyways. But anyways, I'm rambling at this point. Thank you so much for watching my terrible pick'ems, where I just hated on a bunch of teams. I'll talk more about that in a future video where I look back at my ranking that I made at the beginning of this year. A certain ranking that I made, and I think that's going to be fun looking back on that. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. You're beautiful the way, and I'll catch you in another video where I'll have the playoff pick'ems. I think that's going to be fun. See what I got right, see what I got wrong, and indeed.